Hello, hello, everybody. Yes, I am here. Hello, and welcome to Gratitude Happy Hour. Hello, my darling, blessed soul sister, Kuka Carney. Thank you for joining me. I love you too, honey. Thank you for being here for Gratitude Happy Hour. You know, every day I come on here at 5 o'clock and I do gratitude. And one of the things that I show you guys is my gratitude book called Gratitude Vase. This book is available on Amazon in 3 languages. It's there in English, French, and Spanish. So go check it out, Amazon, and you can look it up by the name Gratitude Vase, or you can go to my author page, which is Terry-Miller on Amazon, and find it there. And in my gratitude vase today, every day I tell you all who I put in there. I put in Enthusa Helena. She's a wonderful lady, and last Sunday at our spiritual oasis that I attended, she did some healing energy for me. She's an amazing healer. So if you don't know who she is, go look her up on Facebook. She's wonderful. And thank you. Thank you for being in my life, and thank you for the healing energy, and it really did help. It shifted a lot of things around. Speaking of shifts, you know, there's a lot of energy going on right now. I don't know exactly what's going on with the stars because I don't keep up with all of that. I just know that I'm feeling it in my own life, so I imagine that I'm not the only one, and I'm hearing that from others as well, that there's a huge energy shift taking place. And you all know that I had my little incident a few weeks ago and hit my head. And ever since then, it's been a real shift that's happening in me and some things that are coming out as far as that goes. Yes, Kuka, I feel your energy. I feel your happiness. And thank you for being here to share that. You know, every day we make choices. We make choices. That's what it's all about. You know, we have this free will, and we can decide when we get up, am I going to be happy? Am I going to be in that great mood and share and uplift others? Or am I going to sit and wallow in misery and be grumpy and unhappy? We make that choice, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. And that's why I come on here on Happy Hour and let you know that we can decide for ourselves how is our life going to go. And the more we give out gratitude, the more we get back of love and that positive energy, because gratitude is that same vibration as love. We use the hashtag gratitude is loveitude, because that's really what it's all about. It's about giving from that well inside of you, that well of love. And when you share that out with others, you get it back in return. The universe matches our vibration. So if you're vibrating at a high vibration of love energy, you're going to get that right back to you. Thank you so much for those hearts, Karen Boda. Thank you for being on here. I love you. Thank you for joining in. So one of the things that I'm working on with you during this time is manifesting your abundance. And we've talked so far about decluttering. So we decluttered the physical. That's the very first thing that's necessary. I don't know if you all understand the importance of that, but you have to get things out of the way that are a barrier, that are standing in your way of receiving that which you really desire in your life. So if you clear out the clutter in your physical area, that leaves room for you to bring in more abundance. And it may not be the same thing that you had there. You know, we all have things that we don't use sitting around. We have things that maybe someday I'll use them. You know, one day I might need that. That's the mentality that we want to get rid of. We don't want anything standing in our way of that which we really want to call to us. So we worked on clearing out the physical. We did that all last week, and that's a continuing process. Okay, it's not going to happen in one day. It's not going to happen maybe in 1 week for you. But to continually be aware when you see something that's cluttered, When you see something that you're holding on to that you don't need anymore, that's what you want to let go of. And release it with love and gratitude. Tell it you're grateful that it was there in your life, but it's no longer needed. It's no longer wanted. And you can either give it away or throw it away. But let's get rid of that clutter, the physical clutter. And now we moved on to the inside clutter. What's cluttering our thinking and our feeling about abundance? And yesterday I had you look at a dollar bill and say, how do I feel about money? What are my thoughts about money and my feelings? Excuse me. What's my self-talk? Do I tell myself that I'll never have enough, that I'm coming from a place of lack? We really need to examine that and look at how we're thinking and what our thought process is about money. So I mentioned also yesterday that it's a good idea to have a word police. If you have someone that can work with you, or even if you want to be your own word police, you can do that. Just catch yourself when you're starting to say those words that take you into that place of feeling lack. When you start saying, I can't afford that. I will never have enough to afford that, whatever that may be for you. Oh, thank you, Kuka. Thank you so much, honey. I love you. And big kisses right back to you. So you can be your own police of how you are presenting yourself and how you're thinking about yourself. So here's some things that I want to ask you. And this is from a book called Believe It, Become It. And a dear friend of mine wrote this book. Her name is Dr. Paula Fellingham, and she teaches about abundance. And she is also our leader of the Prosperity and Peace Initiative. Wonderful lady. And if you get a chance to get this book, it's called Believe It, Become It. And what I wanted to read from you, or go over with you, is about our belief patterns. So listen to these and see how you honestly can answer these questions. Do I usually think positive thoughts about myself and others? See if you can check yes to these questions as I read them off. Hi, Irene. Thank you for joining us. So the first question was, do I usually think positive thoughts about myself and others? Second question, do I think I'm fairly attractive? Number 3, am I usually clever in social situations? Number 4, do most of the people in my life's circle like me? Number 5, am I kind to my family members? And that's so cool that my sister just jumped on here when I read that 5th question. Hi, Sheila. I love you. Number 6, does my family know that I love them? Number 7, am I assertive when I need to be? Number 8, do I usually make wise choices about most things in my life? Now, we're not talking about the past. We're talking about right now. So if you can answer yes right now, that would be a yes to that question. Number 9, am I generally happy with my home and neighborhood? Number 10, on most days, do I like my job? Number 11, when I help others, do I do it cheerfully? And number 12, do I look to the future with optimism? Those are 12 questions that we need to all look at and examine, because it tells us where we're at right now and how we're viewing ourselves. And how we're viewing ourselves is going to determine those choices that we make about our finances, those choices that we make about our abundance. Because if we're not happy with ourselves, of course we're not going to be making positive choices in our life. Hi Sylvia, thank you for joining me. So those, you can re-listen to this from the beginning if you didn't catch all 12 questions. But what I want you to do is look at how many of those could you answer yes to. Could you answer yes to all of them, to most of them? And the ones that you didn't or weren't able to answer yes to, why? So examine what your beliefs are with why you couldn't say, yes, I'm that, or yes, I can answer that in a positive way. And that is going, like I said, to determine our choices. Our choices come with consequences. So if you're not in that happy place of, being positive and presenting positive to the world and to the universe, then you're not going to be making the good choices about your finances, about your abundance. So let's look at how you can turn that around. And the main thing that you need to look at is that you have the choice. Like I said earlier, we all have the choice of what we do. We decide, and only we decide, how we're going to live our life, what our thoughts are about certain things, how our feelings are toward money, for example, toward abundance, toward other people, in our surroundings, in our family, how we feel about. We can't do anything about they're our family, but we can decide how we're going to feel about them and how we're going to let them know how we feel about them. So all of those things that I read off to you, listen to them if you need to listen to them again, and check off, yes, I do that, or no, that's not me. And then examine why. What can I do to turn that around? How can I pivot to a more positive being in order to bring more positive to me? Okay, so we get back what we put out. If you're putting out the positive and the uplifting energy, that's what you're going to get back. If you're putting out the thought that, like we discussed in one session, instead of saying I don't have enough, say there's a creative way to get what I need. Always turn it around to a positive way of thinking. And that's what all these exercises that I'm teaching you every day, that's the goal, is to move from the negative thinking and the lack mentality and moving to positivity, moving to looking at a way and having your mind answer for you, how can I do this? Our minds are amazing. And if we give our mind a task, like we say, okay, I really want to go on this trip. It's going to cost me $1,500 to go on this trip. So we just ask our mind, okay, mind, how can I come up with $1,500 to go on this trip? There you go. There's your task. And then leave it. It's like leaving it up to the universe, because it really is that. Because when we put that out there, then our spirit guides and the universe is going to start working immediately. Terry has a desire to go on this trip. She wants to go to such and such a place. And this is what it's going to cost. Okay. Order has been placed. And now you just wait. It's like a friend of mine says about ordering pizza. You put your order in for pizza. You call it the pizza delivery place. Okay, I want this pizza. I want it like this. These are the toppings I want. This is the bread that I want. And then you leave it up to them to deliver it. Okay, you don't call them every 5 minutes and say, is my pizza ready yet? Is my pizza ready yet? I haven't received my pizza yet. Where is my pizza? You leave it up to them. Now that you've placed your order, and you have confidence that these people are going to make you a pizza exactly the way you ordered it, and they're going to bring it right to your door. You don't call them and bug them every 5 minutes and say, where is it? I don't have it. And then the pizza shows up. Just like magic. It's there. It's at your front door. As long as you gave them the right address. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So put in your order. What is it that you want? What is it that your desire to have in your life? And then think the positive thoughts. I put it out there. The universe has my order. They took it down. They wrote it. Yep, Terry wants this. She wants $1,500 to go on a trip. Okay, let's get busy working on it. And let it happen. Let the miracle happen. There are so many tips that I'm going to be teaching you. I'm so excited about it. But, these are just a few of them that I've given you today to first examine what you're thinking about yourself and how you see yourself. Because how you see yourself is how the universe sees you. So we want to be that happy, uplifting person. And the way to do that is to clear out all of that old stuff, all that clutter that's inside of you that's causing a barrier between you receiving your pizza or your $1,500 or whatever your order is that you put out there to the universe. You want to clear away anything that says, oh, it'll never happen. My pizza's not going to come. My $1,500 is not going to arrive. I'm never going to go on that trip. Those are the things that our ego says to us. So it's important to look at, do we let our ego take over? Do we always go to that low vibration place of doubt and insecurity and that feeling of lack? Or do we place our order and just sit back and wait for the miracle to happen? And either the universe will inspire us, if it's a money amount, they'll inspire us with where it's coming from, what we need to do, what the next step is, or it'll just arrive unexpectedly. I know many people that put that thought out there. I desire to have this amount of money because I want to do this, and then wait, and it happens. They either receive it unexpectedly from somebody, or a job opens up that is just that right amount for them. It really does work. There really are a lot of testimonials to miracles of this working. And I can attest to it myself, that when I put out that order to the universe, okay, I say, this is what I want, and this is when I want it by, and this is how it, this is what I'm going to use it for, then it happens. It happens. So I can't wait to hear all your manifesting stories. And what you're doing is clearing out the negative so that you can receive. Okay, it's just like when we cleared out the clutter in our physical, then it's there. It's a clean place, and it looks good, and it makes us feel good to be in that cleared out space instead of the cluttered space. It's the same thing inside. When you clear out the negative and you clear out the clutter that's standing between you and your abundance, you're going to feel better yourself. And those questions that I ask you, you can go back and look at those and say, oh, yes, I can answer yes to that now. I can answer yes to that. So go back and listen to those questions from the very beginning, if I can talk. So I want to read you this plaque that Mother Teresa used to have hanging on the orphanage in Calcutta. It says, people are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Do your best anyway. For you see, in the end, it is between you and God, and it was never between you and them anyway. So to move forward to your abundance, do this. Do it anyway. What your soul is speaking to you of, do it anyway. Don't worry about what other people think. If they see you being successful, yes, they're probably going to ask questions and make comments. Doesn't matter. Do it anyway. Be successful. Be abundant. And love it. Love yourself in your abundance. And I love you. I love you. I want abundance for all of you. Every day now, when I put that person's name in my gratitude vase, I put in money. I put in a dollar bill along with the name, and it's growing. And I ask for abundance for all of you that are in my life. Everyone that's in my life, everyone that's in my gratitude vase. I just say a little prayer and sprinkle a little magic dust of abundance over all of you and pray that that comes to you in your life. And I know it will because I have confidence. I put my order out to the universe. Send abundance to all of these people that are right here. Send them love, send them joy and peace and happiness and abundance in all areas of their life. I love you. I thank you for being here. And you know, the last thing that I talk about every day on Happy Hour is world peace. Do you want world peace in your life? Because I certainly do. I want to see people accepting each other just because they can. It doesn't matter what our differences are. It doesn't matter what we look like, whether we're poor, rich, in between, a different color skin, a different language that we speak, a different nationality. It doesn't matter. Be kind anyway, like Mother Teresa acknowledges that we should be doing. Be kind to each other. That's world peace. And the way it starts inside each of us. Peace begins with me is more than just a statement. I choose peace is more than just a statement. It's something that has to be ingrained in us. It's something that we have to have that burning desire to want to see the world in that way instead of seeing the low vibration of hatred and division. I love you. I send you all blessings of love and light, and I hope you have a beautiful evening. And I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. And before I go, I just want to acknowledge that Friday night will be my next radio show on Blog Talk, and it will be Fridays with Brandy, and I hope you will join me for that. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Bye now. Bye, everybody. Thank you for the hearts.